Recently, teams have been using agents to move faster and get more done, automating the things that computers can do so that humans can focus on the things that we're best at. When it comes to meetings, though, we have the same old problems that we've always had. We have meetings with no agendas. We have one person dominating the meeting, talking the whole time, defeating the purpose of having a meeting in the first place. We have people leaving, not actually being on the same page about what each person thinks we decided or who's responsible for what. So over the last few weeks, we've been building an agent that can join meetings and help in real time, the way that a facilitator or a project manager might do, to do some of the just kind of mechanical nudges and bits of work that help meetings go well so that everyone gets on the same page faster, and then you can end early. So I'd like to show that now. This is Cedarloop, which has joined a Google Meet call with me and my co-founder, Jen. So we see we got Cedar's here in the call, and Cedar's also screen shared. And this is a prototype UI we've been working on really this week on some of the things that we can surface and help with positive nudges and things to help meetings go better. The first one we can see in the top left, it's a big flag in any meeting. If you ever joined a meeting with no agenda before, you know that's probably a sign that there's going to be some wasted time here. And so Cedar helps to steer things in a positive direction with a nudge. So let's get things off on a good track and ask Cedar, please add an agenda item for us to give a demo. And let's also add an agenda item for telling people how they can try out Cedar. And maybe give 5 minutes each for those two items, maybe. And yeah, so let's continue on with the demo. We've got, obviously, as you can see here, Cedar tries to identify where we are in the agenda, give you a sense of if you're allocating the time the way you imagined. It's totally optional to allocate time to different parts of a meeting, but a well-run meeting will do that sometimes. We also have this in the bottom left corner here. We've got a participation graph giving you a sense of, is it a monologue? And definitely right now, the answer is yes. We're not having a very good meeting. We've got Jen here. How about we have Jen tell us about some of the other features we've got?
Yeah, I could do that. So I'll talk about the collaboration view a little bit. So this is just a UI experiment that we wanted to try out. It's really a visualization of the energy in a conversation. And so when the chart starts to get really fluffy, so you can see it's starting to get more color. And then if you say something, Alan, you'll see that it starts to get a little more.
That we're both exchanging important ideas and coming to decisions.
Yeah. And then you can imagine, like, if there's more people in the meeting, it starts to kind of, get really quite colorful. But it's just meant to be just a quick visual cue, just to let you know sort of what the collaboration state is in a meeting. And then when it starts to get really skinny, you can kind of tell that somebody is monologuing. And like, it's meant to be non-judgmental. There's lots of reasons why somebody might be monologuing, like they're giving a presentation. But yeah, just meant to be a quick visual cue, an experiment that we're trying out. And then I'll talk about the notes section a little bit. So the template that we have loaded in right now is decisions and actions, and that's our default template. So decisions and actions are pretty high leverage pieces of information to have real time, like right in front of you during a meeting. And we have a number of other templates too. So there's a few that you can pick from. But one thing we're trying out is the idea of a flexible template. So it kind of just builds a set of custom notes for you right there in real time while you're speaking. So maybe I'll just do a really quick sort of demo of how the notes work.
Yeah.
So a decision for today is to refine the collaboration UI.
That's great. Thanks, Jen. And one of the things we've learned in doing this like experimentation with real-time notes is like, obviously after a meeting's done, you want like the ability to refer in more detail to what was discussed. But in terms of what's worth putting on screen and like in this kind of screen share UI is the things that really everyone needs to be on the same page on. And so that's one of the things we're interested in feedback on is like, what are the things in your meetings where it's important everyone really, or at least key decision makers, key people in the meeting understand that we're all on the same page about. And so that tends to be things like decisions, but sometimes it's other things. So really curious what folks find on that. Let's make another decision. Like as much as it's always hard to launch something, there's always more polish that we want to do. But like, how about we say we're going to launch this next Wednesday? How does that sound, Jen?
You know, we need some feedback. So I would say that like maybe doing it like today would be great.
Launch today. Well, I guess I can be convinced. I would always polish more, and we will continue polishing more. So how about we have the goal or the decision if we're going to launch today here. Thank you for noting that, Cedar. And then let's maybe decide that by Wednesday we'll have incorporated a bunch of the feedback that we get. And then that'll make me feel a little bit better about launching so early. And Cedar reminds me that we have this agenda item that I should tell people how they can actually try this out. We can launch it, but if no one knows it's there, it's not actually very helpful. So the next action, I guess, for me is to post this video. So I'll do that after this. And then let's make a next action for the audience, for them to go to cedarloop.ai. And there'll be a link to that. And so let's assign it to them as an action item. And something we actually have a linear integration. So if folks use linear, then we've been working on getting Cedar to be able to actually like also create and assign things in linear. So just have like next actions in a note here as well. I won't give you a linear item for visiting Cedarloop. Just check it out. And whether you're up for trying the tool, or also something I'd really be appreciative of if folks would click there to just schedule a time to chat with us. If you're a leader, you run meetings, and if they have problems, if you are in meetings and your meetings are perfect and they end early and everyone knows exactly what's going on, you're all pulling in the same direction, you're moving at maximum speed, then that's fine. But if there is busy work in and around meetings with agendas or outcomes or things that are decided in the meeting, that the idea of having a real-time agent that can do the kind of busy work appeals to you, so you can focus on the things that are actually like your core parts of your job. I'd love to chat and hear about how we can help, and hopefully you can check that out, and I'm excited to hear what people think. Thanks.